Hello, my name is Alan Coleman. My background is I'm an instructor with Heartbeat Safety. I would teach all the first aid, the AED training. Together with Jim, we set up this group called Beaten Again, and our aim is for the removal of VAT from the cost of defibrillators across the EU.
Yeah, my name is Jim Hartnett. I met Alan when we both trained as EMTs about 4 years ago now, and I currently work in St Ida's Hospital in Newcastle West, and I suppose like a lot of poor souls here I pay the PRD.
Okay, VAT on defibrillators in Ireland is currently at 23%. This is similar to other countries such as Austria, Denmark and Germany. In Austria, the standard rate is 20%, in Denmark it sits at 25%, and in Germany it lies at 19%. However, in countries like Latvia, there's a reduced VAT rate of 12%, and that should be applied to medical supplies and medical products. As Gerald was saying earlier on about how good the Netherlands is with the, I think you were saying 60,000 AEDs, we can see that in the Netherlands they have a reduced tax rate of 6%, and it's applied to both AED and accessories. In the United Kingdom, the standard rate of VAT is 20%. This applies to defibrillators unless it is part of the NHS trust or a registered charity.
Now, when we started out the campaign, we first of all contacted all our own TDs, local TDs and national. We contacted every single one of them without fail. We got very little help from the TDs, but we got super help from our MEPs, and they all have asked us questions, or asked questions for us and on our behalf, in particular Pat Gallagher. And he wrote directly to the Minister for Finance, and this is the reply that he got. And if you just look at the last paragraph, it says, there is no provision in the EU VAT directive that would make it possible to exempt from VAT or apply zero rate to the supply of defibrillators. So we're snookered by law that we cannot just arbitrarily or unilaterally decide not to have VAT on defibrillators.
Even so, there is no reason that VAT cannot be drastically reduced by Ireland without falling foul of EU law. So because of this, on April 25th, it's a very important date for us. Beaten Again will be making a submission to the European Commission with the support of Pat Gallagher, MEP Lee Melward and Jim Higgins.
Yeah, and we've also had wonderful support from Fergal Quinn, and many of you will already know that Fergal Quinn has a bill going through the Senate and in through the Dáil that's going to make it obligatory for all public buildings to have an AED available at all times. Senator John Crown as well has been a great support. And a man that's fighting his own battles, David Norris, has been wonderful. Every time we've contacted him, he's answered us every single time. So with their support, we are hoping that when we make a submission, they will also do the same thing, and together, as a unified force, we will get the EU Commission to listen to us. And
Pat Gallagher and Lee Melward are currently actually writing the submission for us, so we're hoping that they'll get that finished for us. With regard to tax exemptions in the public interest and to have VAT removed from defibrillators right across the European Union.
Now, a question we've often been asked, we've been on like local radio stations, is that why defibrillators? And I suppose given the company that we're in now, we could argue that maybe like Latvia, we should be applying a lower VAT rate to everything from an elastoplast to a CAT scan. But defibrillators, we're trying to make a special case for defibrillators because we can think of no other medical device, maybe the elastoplast will fall into the category, where you can take Joe or Josephine blogs from the street, put them through a training program of 3.5 to 4 hours to train them and upskill them to the level that they can use a machine to potentially save a life. And that is why we are saying defibrillators should be a special case. Now, you can put a price on a life, as you can see on the other part of the slide, but if you take a 50-year-old person, you don't have to take a cynical view of it. You take a 50-year-old person, they have 15 years of working life left to complete. You take into account the VAT and other things that they will purchase, excise duties, USC and all the other charges that we have. And there's a potential benefit to the Exchequer of about 145,000 per individual. Now that's taking a very cynical view of it, and I'm sure if there are accountants here, they come up with a bigger figure. Because you would hope that the person doesn't die in their last day of work, that they continue to live for an awful lot longer than that. Yeah, so next, as I say, I did mention we have radio stations, and Beat FM have given us, in the South East, they've given us a full day. On the 8th of April, we're heading to their station in Waterford. We're going to spend an entire day from their very early morning show, which is constantly at the top of the JNLR figures. And we're going to spend the day teaching all their staff and presenters on air. We're going to teach them citizen CPR, and we're hoping that because of this we will get a lot more likes, obviously, in our Facebook page and build the community that we have. So when I go home tonight, I'm going to expect to be counting 300 extra likes on our Facebook page.
And we have a list of the people here, so we'll be able to find
We'll find you.
BFM will also be recording that, and they'll be putting it up on their website, and they have a massive following in the southeast, so we're hoping that a lot of people will get it. And finally, for today, later in the same month, Martin Maloney of the Hardy Bucks fame, I'm not sure if he's aware of that programme, but he has agreed to take part in 2 promotional videos with us, which Heartbeat Safety have offered the venue to us, and the equipment and the trainers. And there will be an opportunity for us to promote the serious message of CPR and defibrillation use to the younger audience in a way that has been successfully used in other countries, such as the famed Vinnie Jones video used in the UK, which has been proved to save, I think it was a minimum of 29 lives, has been linked back to that video. The American Heart Association have Ken Jeong from the Hangover film fames, they shot one as well, so we're hoping that maybe this will have the same impact for it.
And lastly, not least, as I say, we have a Facebook page called Beating Again, and we'd love for as many people to get in there, like the page, and to share it. As I say, we want to build a community, because once we have a body behind us, it'll make things a lot easier. I'd like to thank David Menzies for his invitation today, and just to say it has been a wonderful experience. Even if we weren't here speaking, we would have been here, and it's fabulous indeed.
Okay, thank you.